Hi everyone, it is Winter Data Meetup from Data Zen community. Our speaker is Pavel Goncharenko, and he will tell about data analytics sphere and how to grow as data analytics. We are waiting for your comments in YouTube chat and don't hesitate to ask questions. Pavel, it is nice to see you. The floor is yours.
Hi, Volga. Thank you a lot.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Me too. So let's start. Data analytic engineering, guys. This is the topic for today's discussion. I believe after this short meeting, you will be you will have complete understanding what is data analytics engineering, what should you do to become the data analytics engineer, how it differs from data software engineering, for example, or data science or BA analysis. So today I will cover all these questions. So my name is Pavel. Let's start. Why it is popular? Yeah, why I am a data analytics engineer? What technologies do I use at my own work here? And probably the most interesting question, what tools, what technologies should you learn if you desire to become the part of data analytics engineer? And basically, let's start from the very beginning. What is data analytics engineering? From this naming is completely pretty simple. Yeah, data analytics engineering is a data analytics plus data engineering. Yeah, that's clear. But besides that, it's also have data integration and data visualization inside. So at epam.com, you can find this short description of what is data analytics engineering. In two words, just for your understanding, in two words, data analytics engineering is, I will call it the process. It could be the technology or tools, etc. The process, starting from collecting data through transforming, cleansing, aggregating, etc., and finishing the visualization of the data. So the process is complex. And it is a rare case when one single person is able to complete every stages of this process. That's why we can divide at least this data analytics engineering area by two, but it commonly used to three areas. So it is a data integration and data analytics and visualization parts. I will try to cover both of them, so we'll see what it will be. Please don't judge me about this picture. This is how I reflect the data analytics engineering with business intelligence analysis, data science, machine learning engineer, and data software engineering. This picture doesn't reflect the relationships between, let's say, data science and machine learning engineering, because of course it is kind of the part everyone knows. Yeah, but how it differs, you can see there is no strict border and could not be strict border between data analytics engineering and all of other data areas. Why? That's simple. Business intelligence analyst is able to do some work as data analytic engineer. Pretty simple dashboard creation, why not? SQL simple scripts, why not? The same for data software engineers. ETL processes, even using the same Python and PySpark, why not? Either data software engineer or data analytics engineer is able to implement the same task. But in general, the scope of work is different, the stack of technology is different, and the process is different. Probably later, if I have time, I will provide a more clarity between this, but currently it is simple. Yeah? Data analytics engineering focusing on collecting data, storing data, of course, and some technology. Yeah, right now we had a conversation where you definitely had a good understanding what is data lake, what is data mesh, what is lake house, and these terms are completely related to data analytics engineering world. So, why it is popular? Yeah, regarding importance of data, today you heard a lot of information, and I believe you will hear a lot of information more. Data is extremely important. He who controls information controls the world. Yeah, so in nowadays data became something valuable and something important. That's why so many data related areas were created, appeared, and data analytics engineering is the area which revealed itself in many different areas, in all areas, I would say. Yeah, data collection, that's ETL. Data storing, that's data warehouses, data lake, blah blah blah. Data visualization, that's visualization. So here we have four main, let's call it them blocks, yeah, of this data analytics engineering. So moving to the most important part probably, yeah, how to become the data analytics engineering and what to learn. At the first place here, I placed SQL, SQL, or whatever you call it, because it is the core language of data analytics engineer. SQL lives, lived, and will live forever, I believe. We can use SQL in every area of this data analytic engineering cycle. In the ETL, definitely. In data warehousing, definitely. In visualization, why not? Yeah. So even different areas like data software engineers also can use SQL even in complex ETL jobs using, let's say, Spark SQL. So SQL is a must. It's, I do not mean that you should learn just basic principle of SQL. No, you have to be able to distinguish one SQL syntax from other. We have many different tools and technologies which have something in common, but every tool, every technology introduce something interesting. New clauses, new functions, new operators, etc. And that's interesting to understand the difference between them. Second place, Excel. This guy who created Excel, I believe, brought to world the most valuable software from my point of view. Excel is a great tool. You can do using Excel, if you know Excel well, you can do a lot of work. And I'm talking just about the basic functionality, not about the macros, etc. Yeah, I use a lot Excel in my daily routine for automatization, etc. So just to create bunch of the SQL script, Excel could be useful. You can create visualization. You can create ETL processes using Excel. Just no, of course, that's not a production like. There is no production organization which uses Excel only for data storage, for ETL processes, for data visualization. Of course not. But for basic understanding, for small POCs, just for automatization, that's a great tool. Postgre. What is Postgre? Postgre is a database. Yeah, in two words. But not only. Postgre is open source, and on Postgre there are many data warehouses created. Even in clouds, in AWS, we can we can name, let's say, Redshift is a data warehouse. It is a great data warehouse, but Postgre underneath, and etc. So many tools have a common syntax. Postgres is definitely a good tool to start with, but of course, there are SQL Server, Oracle, and I'm talking just about the relational databases. There are not relational databases, no SQL, yeah, which also should be taken into consideration. But Postgre is a must. Python. Python is the must-have skill also for data analytics engineering because ETL actually you can get rid of the Python. Yeah, there are data analytics engineering who don't know Python probably, but Python is a great programming language for automatization. Also, due to PySpark, it is Spark on Python, there is an ability to create ETL processes. Using, let's say, Jupyter Notebook, you can visualize and create this pipeline easily and present this data to the customer, etc. Of course, storytelling to create the nice looking dashboards, to understand why do you create this dashboard, why do you create reports, to uh, actually there is no such so many information in the bar chart. If you just have data or information and you presented this information, probably it won't help. But if you create this story using this graph, if you have, for instance, some insight using this graph, if you have some spike or something like that, and you pay attention to that, this is available. If you have like trend, this is also available. So storytelling is a must for visualization part. Cloud. Nowadays, cloud is the must. Many organizations move their on-premises technologies to cloud. And we have three major clouds, yeah, AWS, Azure, and GCP. Of course, besides that, there are many more, but major three. And definitely one of them should be learned. At the previous conversation, AWS was presented and many services were revealed. So these six tools which I highlighted, not tools, technologies which I highlighted to for learning. Of course, it's not the complete list. To become a data integrator specialist or data analytics engineer, you have to have good understanding what and how to create ETLs, how to create data warehouses, data lakes, etc. What are the different models? These several points are must for start. Yeah, Kimball Inman. It's not probably so much, but every interview you will have a question. Yeah, what is the Kimball approach? What is an Inman approach? Why? What should you choose? What are drawbacks and benefits from each other? And it is definitely good good understanding just for a starter. Of course, after that they were invented many years ago, yeah, and after that many new approaches appeared. Let's say data vault or different types of architecture, but these are for starter, of course. What is data warehouse in general? uh, Concepts, methodologies, and data models are there. And regarding data lake, data mesh, lake house, right now you had a great video, great presentation. So I believe instead of this link, you can just revisit this video and you will get the good understanding what is the ETL. What is ETL? ETL stands from extract, transform, load. Under ETL, we have also mentioned ELT when it just swap two letters, yeah, extract, load, and transform, etc. What are the difference? What should you use, etc. That's also you have to good understanding to that. If you're talking about EPAM, EPAM provides a lot of interesting mentoring program and courses. And actually, passing these courses, you will get the great understanding what is data analytics engineering, yeah, and what should you know to become a data analytics engineering. These courses are pretty useful, and I believe many of data analytics engineers passed several of them. We have here either ETL specific courses, data warehouse specific, and visualization specific. Um, how to become data analytics engineering? As I said, we have two major groups, data integration and data visualization people. Data integration are working on ETL processes mostly and data warehouses. When I say data warehouse, I do not mean just data warehouse only currently. Yeah, I mean in data lakes and data lake houses, etc. All different data storage and architecture. Data warehouse is a pretty old term and it's kind of simple to describe that. So these guys, data integration engineers, are working to create the data centric solution which should be used by visualization team. Data analytics and visualization engineer creates dashboard. It is his the primary role, but how to create it? He definitely should be able to create data mart on this data warehouse to combine necessary data. Or data mart also should be created or could be created by data integration. So they also have something in common, this data warehouse. If we have, let's say, middle data integration engineer, how it differs from senior data integration engineer? What should he or she learn to become a senior? Besides so important skills like soft skills and industry knowledge, here I enlisted several technical areas which should be also promoted from intermediate to advanced level, like data integration concepts, and of course clouds. Yeah, so to become a senior, you have to be able to create pipelines, ETLs, or etc. in the clouds. Or at least if you're a data visualization specialist, you have to be able to use cloud data warehouses. You have to understand how to connect them, what is the difference, how do they work, how do they differ from, let's say, if you're talking about cloud data warehouse from on-premises data warehouse regarding the performance, etc. issues regarding the security. Databases, of course, there is not a good senior who knows only, let's say, Oracle, and that's all. Or if we are talking about a SQL Server, yeah, several different databases should be taken into account and etc. Yeah, regarding data modeling and architecture, that's the huge part which should be covered mostly by data engineering, data integration engineering, sorry, but also data analytics and visualization engineers. Different approaches, different schemas, why and when you should choose, let's say, data vault or data anchor. Why should you choose just Kimball or Inman? Yeah, so there is no single task which clearly have answer. You should choose this model. No, but you definitely have to understand why, what questions to ask, what answer you expect to see to choose the desired model here. ETL tools. If you're talking about data integrator, again, ETL tools is the must. A good senior data integrator should be able to create ETL pipelines using several tools. At least if you're talking about just hard-coded Python, as I said, yeah, probably it's a good. But there are many no-code tools like Informatica, Talent, SSIS are different. So you just click mouse, create these blocks, arrows between them, and you create this pipeline. It is sometimes it's not easy to avoid coding, but sometimes it is. So ETL tools are must. And here, as you can see, there is nothing about data visualization, yeah, part, no tools, no technologies, because data integration probably has the final step of creating data warehouse here. So what technologies should we use? As I said, data analytics engineer has three different areas. It is ETL, it is data warehouse, and it is visualization here. Yeah, and everything of this should be related both to cloud and on premises. So cloud, if you want to start learning and you don't know what to do, cloud, definitely. AWS, Azure, GCP, actually there is no such kind of priority between these cloud providers. They solve different areas, but either AWS, Azure, or GCP provide everything for data analytics engineering. ETL tools, every provide one. Data storage, provide. Visualization, provide. So every of these three major company provide everything for the whole cycle of data analytics engineering. If you're talking about ETLs, of course, that's we are talking about integration platforms and different technologies. If you're talking about data warehouses, again, under data warehouse, I mean the whole data storage platform and visualization. So if you want to become data analytics engineer, first you have to understand what is closer to you, data integration or data analytics and visualization. And based on that, you have to be able to understand what is your focus in this case. If data integration is your choice, so starting from the very beginning, ETLs, data warehouses, etc. By the way, many of data integration in past were just usual database developers. Let's say Oracle developer or SQL Server developer. This guy who works at some business site in OLTP, usually systems, and after that decides, come on, I want growth. I want something more. And BI or data analytics engineering is a great area for growth. And we have plenty of X, can I call them X database developers who grow from these technologies. I can call this legacy, but probably I will be banned, yeah, if I call legacy like Oracle legacy or SQL Server legacy. But that's kind of true, yeah. There is almost no pure Oracle development, Postgre development, SQL Server development in the data integration area. We use these databases as the sources, preliminary. We use them as the sources. After that, we create ETL processes on top of these sources and they create this different transformation, cleaning, etc. And finally, we gather data from the different amount of sources into one place. Usually, this one place is a data warehouse, and data warehouse sometimes it could be Oracle, yeah. Sometimes it could be SQL Server, but nowadays, as the data amount constantly growing, so probably it is better idea to choose different model. Or if you are like to see the result immediately, right now, when you create something, you want to see the result. Data analytics and visualization area is yours definitely because you created the dashboard and immediately you understand how it looks like, what information it presents, and etc. If you are talking about data integration, you create pipeline. Yeah, you move data from one point to another. But what is the result? Yeah, what is the value to the customer? It's hidden. There is no visible results when we are talking about data integration. And your product could be used by data analytics and visualization to create dashboards. That's how it works. To become the data analytics engineer, you have to choose what is closer to you and work in this direction and uh, deep dive into one of these two areas. And the most probably complex part is the tools and technologies. Data analytics engineering is popular because there are a lot of different tools. Probably they do the same. Let's say ETL. Come on, you have to connect to data source, transfer data from one place to another place, and that's all. Yeah. But to achieve this, to make this data movement, data transformation, data copy, however, we have plenty of different tools and technologies created. Here I enlisted several of them. There are not only TLLT, also like we have Airflow here, like orchestration. So somebody or something, or like data flow, something should trigger your pipelines, your ETL processes, and this is the orchestration tools. Most commonly used in nowadays tools are Informatica, SSIS, if you're talking about non-cloud, yeah, SSIS could be mentioned, Talent, Pentaho, Matila, etc. Oracle Data Integrator. If you are talking about clouds, as I said earlier, every of three major provider has the components created for data integration. If you're talking about AWS, it is Glue, or it could be EMR, or it could be even a container application using Spark if EMR somehow doesn't fit us, etc. If you're talking about Azure, so ADF, why not? If you're talking about GCP, so GCP has also some tools for data loading for ETL processes. This is about ETL and orchestration. If you're talking about visualization, Tableau, Power BI are most commonly used here. Gartner Quadrant says that Microsoft is the leader here in BI. But BI here is not only the visualization part. Under BI, business intelligence. Um, Sometimes it is mentioned that it is the whole area from just to represent the information, yeah, not only just visualization, but sometimes it is just visualization. So Microsoft, it is Power BI here. We can use here Tableau also, yeah. So Microsoft, let's say Power BI, Tableau, and we here Click as a leader. So three major leaders here, and besides that, many more. And you can choose any tool for learning, for education, but it is better if you have two tools instead of one. First, to compare it and to understand the limitations and the benefit of each other. Yeah. So probably Power BI is a good to start. Probably Tableau is a good to start. There are different companies, different customers which have different tools. And as I said, Microsoft, AWS, by the way, also has visualization tools, QuickSight, if I'm not wrong, but it's not so widely used. I believe it is here. Yeah, here at the picture here, this one. So, and GCP has Looker. No, the GCP has Looker. Google has Looker. Yeah, so Looker as a visualization tool here. Where is it? I believe it's under Google here. So this is definitely should be encountered to start with. Regarding data storages, of course, I mentioned Postgre, also I mentioned Oracle SQL Server. Yeah, besides that, we have many of other data warehouses and databases like Teradata, MySQL, let's say. NoSQL database like DynamoDB, MongoDB, and others. If you're talking about cloud, let's say I mentioned Redshift. In Azure, we have Synapse. In GCP, we have BigQuery. Besides that, we have great database called Snowflake, which also could be used as a data warehouses. And besides these three areas, we have plenty more companies from cloud providers or not. If we are talking about cloud, S3, let's say, or RDS for storing this data, for creating the relational data storages here, or NoSQL databases also. Every cloud provides this information. So definitely you have to be able to understand it and learn that. Um, to sum up, what is data analytics engineering? Data analytics engineering is the process of processing the data from the very beginning, from the data sources through the data warehouses or other data models till the data visualization. So this is the specialist who finally creates the valuable product to business, and using this product business understand these insights and different areas. Thank you for your listening. I am ready to answer questions if any.
Thank you, Pavel. It's a really great presentation, and our listeners already curious whether the presentation will be shared. So I will tell everyone once again. I assure you, all the presentations will be on our via community page with this meetup. So because there are a lot of very useful links in your presentation. So
Mhm.
thank you very much. And what should I start with the questions? Of course, there is a lot of questions about different spheres because it's quite understandable. What is the visualization part of analytics engineer? It's creating dashboards, right? But what about this integration part?
Mhm.
Is there any difference between mm, data analytics engineer and data engineer?
Yeah, of course, there is a difference. Data engineer, data software engineer, or we can call it in our corner big data, yeah, is the engineer who works with the data in the big amounts. Yeah, so usually they not only, but yeah, they use Spark like a framework to process big amounts of data. So parallelization, different nodes, etc., to create this huge amount of data to bring it from this one. Of course, they have the similar technology like ETL. Yeah, so there is a source. Data should be transferred from the source to somewhere, probably to data lake, and after that should be analyzed. Sometimes we are working in pair. Data software engineer could create a preliminary result for us. Let's say they move data from the huge sources, they create Parquet files for us as data analytics engineer, and we use these Parquet files as data sources, and we also create the transformation and create data warehouses. Data software engineering don't create data warehouse like in Redshift, let's say. Yeah, so they don't create tables with these different structures, the relations between tables. They don't populate these tables because this is data analytics engineer work. Data software engineer can create data lake, for instance, with semi-structured, structured, probably unstructured data. And on top of this data lake, data analytics engineer can proceed. Yeah, so we are working closely, and we have also something in common, like Python, as I said. Data analytics engineering can use Python, the same PySpark. Uh, Most often it is the PySpark SQL because just knowing SQL, you can create the transformation. That's pretty cool. But that's all. Yeah, regarding this using of Python. Most commonly, data analytics engineer use ETL tools, just clicking mouse. Yeah, Informatica, good example, ADF, etc.
So the difference is the data analytics engineer won't necessarily use Spark, right? But
Definitely. Yeah.
apart from data engineer, he or she will need to model warehouse, right? To know all these facts and dimension tables, etc., right?
Yeah,
So it's more about modeling.
from my point of view, data software engineer uses mostly like programming languages instead of frame. Of course, they have frameworks, a lot of them. But for instance, I cannot imagine data software engineer who doesn't know Hadoop. Yeah, and there are plenty of data analytics engineers who have no idea what Hadoop is. That's kind of the difference between these two.
That's good news, right? You don't need to know Hadoop to become.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh, let's say you have already mentioned separate courses, right? And
Mhm.
what if I already know some things from what you mentioned? Mm, if I already have some skills that were mentioned, how can I become a data analytics engineer?
Yeah, as I said, you have to understand what is closer to you, data integration part of data or data analytics and visualization. For instance, if you are, let's say, if you are business analyst or BI analyst, yeah, probably data visualization is close to you because there is no coding at all. Except if, okay, there is coding. If you're talking about Power BI, let's say, it also has a built-in language or model like DAX, etc., where you can write functions, etc. But at the simple level, you will create the same visualizations. If you are from data software engineering world, or if you're a database developer, probably data integration as a starter is good. You have the similar, you have the create SQL scripts, tables, procedures, functions, etc., and it will create your transformation to the whole data analytics engineer more smoothly, I would say.
And we have more questions in our YouTube chat. What is the next step for ex database developer, OLTP, who is looking to transition?
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
question. As I said, it is the great. So let's say we have a former Oracle developer who works on it OLTP process. Yeah. So first, this person definitely have get more knowledge about OLAP system. Yeah. How they differ, what do we have here? For instance, if OLTP developer preliminary works in third normal form normalized tables, so in OLAP you can have one plain table. Why not? Yeah. So and it works or whatever. Different methodologies to create data models. After that, this person could be applied to the role of a data warehouse developer who creates model, who creates like say table and creates views with transformations because there are many different approaches, as I said, ETL and ELT processes. So if you're talking about ELT processes, transformation here is made by data warehouse possibilities. Like say if you're talking about Oracle, so PL SQL as a procedural language is the responsible for transformation. And every Oracle developer is able to work with that. I'm talking about the OLTP. So that's the good start to become the data analytics engineer, data integration engineer here. Just work on these projects where there is a ETL developer needs. In case of a ELT model here. After that, of course, ETL could be added, just adding Informatica to populate this table, etc. So his knowledge will be expanded in this way. That's a good question. The common case when a former the database developer became data integration specialist. It is easier to transform.
Thank you. And since we are running from our time, just the last question. You mentioned the requirements for middle and senior data analyst, but what are the requirements for junior data analyst?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I believe if you're talking about junior, if you're talking about a database developer, it could be also be junior. In case of data integration, what part of work could be done by junior? Database model, let's say creation. I'm not talking about table population. Informatica pipeline, why not? If there is no so complex transformation, you can create just data transformation from one point to another. It could be done by the junior developer here. Uh, when we are talking about junior and the middle, of course, we have if you're talking about EPAM, we have different matrices which can compare and distinguish one out of each other. But it's not too hard to become a junior in data analytics engineering in comparison of data science, probably, yes, or something like that, because uh, just good knowledge of SQL sometimes is enough. So, and that's a good point.
Thank you, Pavel. Thank you for your presentation. Unfortunately, we don't have time to. We have more questions in our YouTube chat, so maybe they will be answered uh, later. And please stay tuned. And our next speaker is Igor Nakhvat, who will share an interesting story of cost optimization. And Pavel, thank you once again. It's a very
Thank you a
interesting
lot.
talk. Thank you.